I'm Jen from Five Spiral Slings, and I'm going to show you 7 wraps from our newest collection, the Stargaze and Sunhaze collection. There are actually 8 wraps in this collection, but one of my samples has already been posted off to a photographer, so I don't have that one. So we'll have to just make do with these 7. So this is a loom state sample of the Celestine Stargaze Murmuration wrap. So Stargaze is this bluey grey colour and Sunhaze is a yellowy coloured warp, and the way they're woven is on the beam we put one half of the warp one colour, one half is the other, and then the design and weft is woven across the whole thing, and then we cut it up the middle because wrap cloth is woven double width, and so then you end up with 2 wraps that have got the same pattern and the same weft, but they're woven on a different coloured background, if you like. So they're sort of siblings in the way that they're made. So I'll have to refer to my notes for all the details because I've not got them in my head yet. So this is an Elements Weave wrap. So that makes it sort of slightly tighter and denser, a bit more of a workhorse. It also changes the feel of the weft. It pins it in a bit more tightly. And that's really interesting for a weft like this, which has merino wool in it. It changes the feel of the wool. So it never really gets quite as fluffy, but it still keeps those properties. So this is 62% organic comb cotton and 25% Italian super soft linen, that's our 2-ply linen, and 13% merino wool. And I can't really, if I bring it up too close, it changes the colour of the warp. My camera's trying to compensate for the light. But it's really beautiful and shimmery. As I say, this will change as it's washed, and the sort of the texture will start to come out a little bit, but it will never be a particularly textured wrap. It's always going to have quite a smoothish feel to it. But this weft side has quite a nice amount of grip, if I can catch it with my nail. There. My camera doesn't do very good close-ups, so you'll have to rely on something else for that. But for now, I'll try and give you an idea of the whole wrap. Here we go. So that's one. I'm trying to do this quick-ish because the dog and my eldest boy are messing about, and they're going to need me soon. So this is the Earth Witch. This is one of my favourites. This is Earth Witch Stargaze Curves of Pursuit. Oh, you are kidding me. Just hold on 1 second. Oh, blimey. It was only a cold caller as well. It wasn't even an important phone call. Right, okay, where were we? Earth Witch Stargaze Curves of Pursuit. Okay, so this is a grad weft, all linen weft. It's, oh, you can't see it there. It's absolutely beautiful. So it's three colours of linen that are blended together. There's an orangey, let me move this box. There's an orangey colour and a brownie and a sort of a silvery browny grey. And this, I think all of these are inspired by sort of, particularly by round here, but this looks, if you look over the hillside from up on the moors where we are, this is sort of the colour of the sky in the background and all sorts of things. So anyway, this is a Curves of Pursuit. This is there we go. There's an Alchemy Weave, and it works out at 50% linen and 50% comb cotton, and it's just beautiful. Oh, my thing's closed. There we go. Right, there we go. So I'll try and find you its corresponding. Oh, you're sort of missing the subtlety of colour there, but it's a sort of very muted, earthy, beautiful tone, and I think that works really nicely with this small pattern of the Curves of Pursuit. And there's an element here of the camera picking up the shine from the wrap. It is darker than it appears on there. There we go. Right, okay. So, oh, I'll keep it here to show you against its sibling wrap, which is the Earth Witch Sunhaze. I'm going to get these names all fuddled. So Sunhaze and Stargaze. So this is the Sunhaze version. Exactly the same blend but this is obviously the yellow warp, and so it changes the way that these colours come through. This lovely terracotta-y orange, brown, and then I'm not sure what that is. It's a sort of a silvery brown maybe. And then you've got the warp face, which has more of the yellow warp shining through. So you've got two different ways of wearing these ones. But there. Okay, so that's that. And then, oh, these are our thick woolies. So these are the Nightshade Sunhaze birch trees. This is 50% merino lamb's wool and 50% organic combed cotton. And this is an Alchemy Weave again. Let me just move my table even further. You'd think I'd never set up for these things. So this has had one wash and it's already lovely and floppy. It's the same weight as the Greystoke and the Kaluna, both birch trees. Maybe we've got a thing for thick wools and birch trees. And it's a sort of marled yarn. So again, if I get close up, it looks too pale, too blue toned. But we'll put some pictures up. There's a lovely mild shade to it. It's a mixed colour, and then you get this gorgeous golden yellow shining through. There. That's so shimmery. And the wool it's sort of a mauvey colour. It's not quite purple, it's not quite pink. It's not as light as the Kaluna, but it's not a dark shade. There you go. That was descriptive, wasn't it? And I'll do the same thing. I'll leave this one out and I'll get you its counterpart. And so that's the Nightshade Stargaze. And so again, same weft, but it changes. Is that upside down? It changes the way that the weft looks against this warp. Warps always affect wefts in an interesting way. So shimmery. So, oh, you got that one. And then let me flip it over and you can see the weft face. I'm generally a weft face person, but obviously it depends, doesn't it? There. So that's those two thick woolies, and then we are down to the Synergy Weave. Okay. So the Synergy Weaves, the same deal, but they're slightly different because the Synergy, you're right. The Synergy. Okay, the Synergy Weave has two different wefts and it traps the warp inside, so it's a hidden warp. So again, these two wraps are woven using the exact same colours. This sort of pinky colour is the same as this pinky colour. It's just that this one has the yellow sort of glowing through it, this one has the blue glowing through it, and it completely changes your perception of those two colours. So again, this one, the sort of the darker colour looks sort of purpley on here and brown on here, but they are exactly the same shade. They're both a sort of burgundy, really, if you were to pick them out individually. So this is the Winter Hill design. It's 100% organic combed cotton. Our Synergy Weaves feel different to our Alchemy and Elements. They are very robust. They tend to not quite chunkily. They are very forgiving of imprecise wrap jobs, and this design is what I'm looking at that way behind you, Winter Hill. In fact, actually I'm barely looking at it because the snow's so thick that it's just white outside. So there, again, you probably have to see it on a photo rather than this video, but there are little tiny flecks of the blue that sort of sparkle through and give it a slight shimmer so that the colour sort of shifts. But this is, oh, I've not told you the names, this is EOS. So we name our Synergy wraps slightly differently because the weft colour looks so different on each one that we give it two different weft names, which sort of breaks our nice scientific convention, but we've been at this for 8 years. Naming is just becoming a bit hard work, so we'll stick with this system as well. Okay. Oh, you can see the shimmer a bit there of the yellow coming through on this one. And because I'm a sort of more of an earthy girl, I think that woman, 41 now, don't think I'm a girl. I think that this one is probably my favourite of the two, but they are both beautiful. There we go. Actually, this is lovely too, isn't it? Maybe this goes with my skin a bit better. I don't know. Right, so that is that one. So the only one that you were missing is the yellow warp of the Murmuration, but I'm sure you'll get a chance to see that. There we go. Didn't quite get it under 10 minutes, curses. I can't do this again though, because this is like the 14th take, and my son thinks it's funny when I stop and swear because I've done it wrong. There we go. So I hope you like those, and we'll be showing you some proper photos and videos very soon, I hope, now that we're getting into the swing of the new year. Yeah, see you soon.